Okay, I'm sitting here just laughing because like the messages that are coming in today are just like, it's just crazy. Um, and I don't know, it's making me laugh. Sometimes like you being the person that's like a hot mess is like sometimes you like recognize it, and then other times it's like, we all are like having to learn hard lessons, and like our ego is always protecting us. So like for me it's like, I don't want to get too caught up in story time, but like I made a bunch of dumb moves, I guess you would say, or just like put myself in a very like powerless, vulnerable position by like having a child with someone that I wasn't married to. We were kind of falling out of love with each other, and then moving to another state, which I actually loved. That's a separate thing, but anyways, and then realizing that I didn't want to be with this person and having to move home and try to figure out how to do everything on my own. So I put myself in a very like tough position by doing all that and not really making smarter decisions, I guess. And I've attracted a lot of interesting people in my life, and a lot of people that I attract for some reason are like problem solvers. And I realized I have this energy that's like very innocent, and like I hope that I come off as playful. Like it's funny because I know that I also am too serious sometimes, and like that intense thing, like that sort of pushes people away, or they're just like it's intimidating. But like really I'm like silly. I love being like a child. Like that's really like the energy that I like to be in. But that naivety and that innocence makes people like uncomfortable or scared, or they're like, oh my gosh, like this girl is just gonna like jump off of, like she doesn't know what she's doing. Like I give off that vibe. And so then I think when I started like learning about spirituality and like tapping into source and all these things, it's like it really catches people off guard that it's like I have learned about life. Like I still have lots to learn. And I went from like not having a lot of knowledge about worldly things to like learning a lot in like the spiritual realms, to like now I'm trying to come back and like learn more about business and like the physical again, and kind of trying to like merge those. But gosh, I don't want to get to, okay, this was the analogy that came to me in my mind, is that sometimes life gives you lemons, and then sometimes it gives you people that, I don't know why this analogy came to me, that squish your lemons, but it doesn't give you the other ingredients. Like it doesn't give you the sugar and the things that you need to make lemonade. Or it's like you're short-handed, you're short-changed, like you've got to figure it out. You've got to figure it out for yourself. And like, I know I'm saying this too, and like, I know tarot, like it's so serious, like, but it's like life is too freaking serious. That's part of our problem here, is that we are way too serious, and we don't play enough, and we don't relax. And because that's where it's been, because I didn't make smart decisions, I did have to deal with all of my pain, or not all of, but a lot of my pain. I had to sit with a lot of it. I was put around people who rejected me, and what it also taught me is that the world, we are forced to learn how to survive here, especially if you do grow up in any kind of like abusive or toxic setting. And I'm sorry if those words are triggering, but if you grow up in any type of setting like that, you do learn how to survive. And most of us close off our heart, and we don't even realize it or know how to open back up. And so that's kind of what happened for me, is it was like no one could hold the emotional space that I was desperately needing. And so I had to figure out how to heal and do that on my own. but it teaches you that our subconscious is seeking this hero. We're seeking this savior that's going to come in and take us away from all the troubles and the whatever, but that's not true. You have to be the hero. You have to be your savior, and then you connect to God as your savior. That is who your savior is. Like, you connect to source, and then he brings you healing. He brings you the people that you need. He brings you, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. Okay, I can't take that many. Okay, top and bottom I'm getting. Okay. Because I sure as heck don't have it all figured out, y'all. But what I do know is that I'm grateful for the moments like this, that I feel good and that I'm happy and that I feel joy and that I feel like I can figure out a way to follow my heart and not have to, and knowing that their life is going to have, you're going to be stuck in situations where you have just the lemons and the lemon squeezer and where's the sugar? You know, like you're having to seek those silver linings. And I guess that's kind of something that I want to bring back to this world, is that it's like, we're put in tough situations to have to learn and figure it out. But sometimes it's not just being the problem solver. Sometimes it's just being the person that holds that space and listens to what you've been through, so they don't gaslight you, or they don't invalidate you. And or it's that person that brings some life back to the situation and brings some play and some silliness and some lighthearted energy. Because, okay, this is the last thing I want to say. Life itself is a problem to be solved. Life is a puzzle. That's beautiful. Like, part of it is a lot of it is discernment, and a lot of it is solving problems. And that's a very masculine energy. But that's what the feminine brings, is this ability to be like, okay, but life is flow. Life is nature. Life is constantly evolving. Life is death and rebirth. Life is play. Life is stopping and being present and enjoying this moment and eating this peach and like tasting every part of it. You know, like there's all these more like poetic moments of life that you can savor and enjoy instead of trying to always jump to the next thing and dismiss all the pain. So it's like the pain sucks, but when we don't sit with our pain, we don't get to enjoy the goodness that's on the other side of it. And the understanding and the wisdom that comes from it. Because like the situation that I was put in is, it was like my mom is very much that way, is a problem solver. And here I go. I hope this resonates for somebody. Just take these with a grain of salt, by the way. If this resonates for you, that was another message that came to me, is it's like people giving messages, it's just a message, and the energy shifts. So just take whatever has meaning for you or resonates. Like I'm in this situation that I'm in, and it's like I felt like I was surrounded by people who were just trying to like fix me or solve the problems. And it's like, this is like my journey. And it was so crazy because it was like I came home a single parent trying to figure it out. Tower reverse. And it went from that to finding out my child's autistic, and like my ex not being a part of our life, and then that story continuing. And so it was like, this is my life. Like, it's not like this is what I have to figure out and do every day. It's not like I can just be fixed and then everything's kosher, you know? And so I think that, but that to me is also the beauty in those type of stories and those type of lessons, because it's like, how are you going to make lemonade now? Like, you got your lemons and you got your squeezer. How are you going to find the sugar again? You know, like, it doesn't have to be horrible. It's just like, where's the silver lining in this, and how do we find it? And how do you open your heart again and realize that the pain is part of the story too, and that there's beauty in all of it, and there's growth. And it's not just this problem that has to be and on to the next. Okay. Woo, child. We got 8 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles reversed, and the Tower reversed. What do we have on the bottom? Because we need, and the Hanged Man. Okay. Yes. I got the Hanged Man last night as well. So it's time to let go. And I was getting that message as well of like surrendering to your journey. Realizing that the sugar is there and that you just, don't give up on finding it. The 4 of Pentacles is just like, I just always think of greed when I see him, because he's just like, I'm going to find a way to get my money. Like, he's like, he doesn't want to, he's not, his body language is very like closed off. And then 8 of Swords is also like feeling stuck and bound. We've got the Tower reversed, which means that's already happening. See, 4 and the 7 of Pentacles too. It's like, he's just like looking at, like, he's like looking at the wealthy couple in the distance. So like, you think you're better than me type of thing. But it's not that way. Okay, so all of these are like not in a good mental space, but the Hanged Man, I love this card actually. It's a tough one when you're not ready to surrender, but surrender is the way. Surrender is the way to God. Surrender is the way of the universe. Surrender is the way that we learn how to open to receive. So that's the message that I'm getting for all this. Sometimes life gives, I don't know, I've said that how many times? I'm not going to say the lemon thing again. And I know that tarot is supposed to be all serious, and that was a very tough hand, but there's always a silver lining. And I'm not sitting here with the answers. We don't have financial abundance, but it's so crazy being in the space that it's like, I don't even care. Like, and I'm 100%. I mean, absolutely there's moments where it's scary, but like, I don't care. I'm so grateful for this moment and the fact that I feel joy and that I get that I have a kid that still tests me every day, but like that we were able to, that even though circumstances were crazy and I felt between a rock and a hard place, that I was actually able to like create a better bond with him and to work on our relationship, the relationship with myself, the relationship with the divine. Those are gifts, and that's to me what matters the most. It's like we're always going to have to play this game and like the material and the devil energy and all of that, but abundance is whatever you want it to be. And I would rather feel good. I would rather be content, and I do want financial stability, like absolutely, because that is a part of, that is a need for us here, to not be in survival mode. But I was just trying to see if anything else came to me. Just take whatever you need from this and leave the rest. And it's hard, human life is hard. And, I'm that person, I guess I am like the page of, I'm a page in some way, a page of swords. I don't know. Like I can hold a higher vibration, but not for very long. So I know I have this kind of like, innocence or whatever, but I think that that's needed too. We're still children of God, and we need to be playful and silly and make messes along the way, like I think it's a reminder too that it's like I'm definitely not here telling you to go be dangerous and outlandish, because there's a big difference to me. The difference is that, and I'm already at 15 minutes. The difference to me is that it's like being playful and like making messes and just kind of being like a little bit impulsive, like fly by the seat of your pants. Like, I think that from like a playful stance is okay, because we have to remember that we are protected. So I think that it makes people scared, because they're like, we forget that we are protected by the divine. But then it's like, when we do things from a place of fear or anger or hurt, and we lash out and we react, that's when we're creating, bad karma and dangerous situations. So I know I'm a hot mess sometimes, but I think that we need a little bit of all of it. We need to get a little bit messy and silly. And I've been talking for way too long now. Just know it's going to be okay.